Comrades, it's been a while since I've actually taken this one out of the box. You can see it by just a little bit of dust that's actually built up from it staying in my little storage area to keep my kits in. But today I'm here to review the Turn A Gundam that I had built several weeks back on a Gunpla Hangar. It's time to get this out of the box. It's time for the after report. Alright comrades, so what's going on, and welcome to another exciting episode of After Report. Today I am reviewing the Turn A Gundam, of course a classic Gundam that has a very interesting design here. Now this design is actually one of the few that's done by the inspiration of an American artist known as Sid Mead. Sid Mead made some amazing futuristic designs, including several things that we've seen in Disney productions and more. Like a lot of sci-fi stuff is inspired by Sid Mead's designs. So we're looking at this kit today, and I'm telling you right now, this one was a fun one to build. A very simplistic build, a very weird design for Gundam. Like I said, it's a different design altogether. But the Turn A Gundam comes out from just a phenomenal manga series and a great anime that really kind of focused on the future of Gundam, so to speak. So this kit right here has some interesting weapons and interesting designs here. Of course, we're going to look mostly at some of that today. I've got it already like holding a rifle right here, which this rifle design, look at that right there, guys. Heavy sticker use to get this to look good. Definitely the decals aren't the best on here because they're not sticking too well. I definitely could see myself probably breaking out some red paint here later on and kind of touching up these areas that need it. But all in all, I mean, just a simplistic color design here. We've got some yellows and blues and reds and whites, just your typical thing. A lot less red on this kit than I've seen in, previous kits. Definitely an interesting design here. I love the shield design too. I'm gonna turn that so you can kind of see it there. Just a beautiful design there. And it was an easy kit. I'd say it probably took well about 2.5-3 hours at tops to build. Just my typical build time. It came with several different hands here, as you can see. One to hold the beam sabers. We get 2 beam sabers there. You get a little bonus piece here to kind of help with the shield and some other accessories there. You get a little mini flyer here that kind of works as a cover for, as a replacement part for this right here, which is the cockpit, no pun intended. But that's what this is right here, is just a little, the little mini flyer, the Turn A's version of the core fighter. Just a great design. Now this one does need some paint work to do there. As you can see, it's just standard white. A little bit of paint could make that kind of pop a little bit. We do get an extra stock here for this rifle, and just to kind of show you, that is easy to pull off, so you can throw in that stock as well. I'm trying to see how it goes on. It's been a while since I've had to play with this. There we go. So as you can see, that rifle now has a longer stock if need be. Just a great design here. But let's look at the posability of this kit. Let's look at the joint design here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the weapon hand out there. We're gonna put a standard just open hand here in this wrist, and just kind of look at some of these joints here. Joint wise, we got a very, very well detailed joint system here. So I'm actually going to take the arm off here so you can kind of see it a little bit. It does have a pretty solid joint system here. This arm does rotate inside of that a little bit. Let's get that back together there so you can kind of, but I'll show it kind of up close and personal. Just a simple ball and peg system there. Plugs back in super easy into that wrist there. But just a great looking detailed piece there. The details on the arms, again, really well carved out, really well designed. You had some sticker work here. My camera's really hating the focus right there. There we go. But as you can see here, that's one of the cool joint systems there. And then we got a very good flexible shoulder there. Just something very cool. And I'll show you, if you look in the arm there, we got white polycaps, which is kind of a rarity for polycaps there. Rotation wise, this shoulder doesn't rotate a whole lot, just because these shoulder pads kind of stay in place a little bit. They're not very free-formed, as you can see there. They don't really stay in place too well. In fact, once they come loose, that's going to be fun to put back together. That shoulder just came loose a little bit, so definitely don't try to force anything if you can't, if you don't have to. It has these little triangles here. I can't remember what they were there for other than decoration, but yeah, the shoulders aren't really made to move too much. Just kind of an outward look there. Something just fell off. The little cockpit cover fell off. Again, not a very good feeling to have pieces falling off while you review, but let's put it this way, it's definitely an older kit, and some of these pieces are very just stuck on there. They're not really there's not anything there that's going to mess anything up in the long run. Like I said, there's some looseness to it. A little bit of glue may come in handy for that, but let's look at the legs here, guys. So we've got a very good leg design here. And again, not too much movement there, just because those hip parts do move a little more to kind of give you a little more range, but that's about as much range as I get off of this one. Just because that ball joint there and everything else that's going to come into play there just doesn't allow a lot of freedom on it. But as you can see here, and I'll kind of lay it down so you can see, that's about as much movement as you can get there. Really an interesting design on the legs here too. No armor on the legs, just kind of a front armor, and that's it. The back here has some pretty good detail there as well. Again, just a very futuristic design here. Definitely something different than what we're used to in the Gundam series. The head, we got a very good head here, guys. Rotation wise, we can rotate it almost all the way around. Well, actually all the way around. Detail wise too, I do like the details on this one. Instead of having a V-fin that sits on top of the head, the V-fin now sits in the mouth. And as you can see there with the eyes, again, decals for eyes, and those decals are very hard to get on sometimes, and they do move a little bit. But the Turn A does have some interesting designs here. We'll go ahead and look at the arms a little more here, just in detail to kind of give you some ideas. Now let's look at. Now that's, like I said, with that being said, there's not a whole lot here with this kit that really kind of stands out to me or makes it, you know, particularly a bonus kit or something that I would say as being a kit with some, you know, interesting build to it. But I will say this suit is definitely one of the better looking suits in my opinion for the Gundam series. Now let's talk about the accessories. We do get, like I said, this rifle that comes with several different stocks to choose from to put on the back here. Very pointy design for the rifle there. I've never seen one designed quite like this. So just an interesting looking rifle there. And again, you can swap out those hands there. We do have a hand for the beam saber as well, which just came right on out the hand, the hilt there. Now the beam saber goes in the hand with the shield, so it didn't come with an extra hand for you to change that out with. Or you can, I think you can also, let's see. Yeah, you can also swap out the rifle for the beam saber hand. But I'm just for the sake of time, we're going to put the hand in there like that. And as you can see, just a really long beam saber compared to like other beam sabers here. It's a good design too as well. The rifle though, I really do like this rifle. And it stands up pretty well as being one of the more interesting looking rifles. Now, posability, this kit doesn't really pose well with that long extended rifle like that. And that arm is going to come loose again that arm is loose and everything's falling off as I'm trying to like finagle parts back into place there. It's a hard pose with the rifle there. You're going to definitely need some work with that. The V-fin does come off. I think I might glue that back in place again later whenever I get some time to work on it. Just because I don't like V-fins that come off super easy. There we go, I got it back on. But yeah, the rifle here, like I said, just that long stock there, it does add to the design a little bit there. But nothing seriously complicated about this kit. It was a very easy build. I will say it definitely needs a little work. with joint fattening and all that, because as you can see there, the rifle, if any kind of pose is done to pull the rifle forward a little bit, the wrist is going to come right on out. It's definitely not a solid wrist there, so let's go ahead and look at that. We'll swap out for the extra hand here. You do get the extra open hand there, which I always like I always like the open hands on these. Just a beautiful design kit. We do get one extra beam saber here, and I'll show the beam saber without the hand on it. Just an interesting design on the hilt, on the handle there for the beam saber on the hilt. Just a very, very well detailed, edgy look compared to like most other beam sabers that we've had in the Gundam series here. I was trying to get it to focus, but my camera is just being super. There we go. I found the sweet spot. There we go. But as you can see there, just a really neat looking beam saber, something different. But yeah, so posability, the kit's got some great posability. That shoulder, that elbow joint there is really kind of an annoying one, with just how simple it is and how easy it is to pop loose. But other than that, shoulder pads do need a little work to kind of keep them in place. They are not a very. I see that there is some opening to them, which is normal, because there are some attachments you can get for this kit to really kind of make it pop, including these like very beautiful translucent butterfly wings that they used to have, that they have out, that plug into the back here. I didn't get them. I don't have them. They didn't come with the kit. That was more of a P Bandai exclusive item. I know it comes for the 1/100 scale, but this is still one of the kits that really kind of sold me here. The feet do fold, so you can fold up the feet like that right there, and you know, have it almost, you know, in a flight mode sort of, because I want to say that's what those do, is those actually work as jets. I don't know. I've never read or watched the Turn A Gundam series, so I haven't never seen it. Again, as you can see here, the joint work. The only complaints I have about this are the fact that the connections for the joints, where they would connect into the kit, are a little bit just janky. They don't really stay in too well, like the wrists, like the elbows, the leg joints. Some parts are loose on here, like the cockpit piece here and the chin piece. But other than that, that's just wear and tear on the age of the kit. It is a very old kit, guys. I think from the early 2000s. I want to say like 2010 era. I can't remember right offhand. And normally I can find a date that tells me this was made in 2011. 2011. Okay, 5/29/2011. So yeah, about you know, a 10-year-old, well, an 11-year-old kit now as of the review, but just nonetheless a beautiful kit, guys. I definitely have to say that this kit, with its joint issues and with the things that make it a little bit, you know, janky to pose, still give it some detail differences here that you don't really see in the Gundam series. So definitely a different look here, guys, and still just a beautiful suit altogether. But anyway, comrades, that's it for today's review. I want to thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all can follow me on all of my socials. There is a link tree in the description below. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of today's review, or what you'd like to see me review next. Guys, I want to thank y'all so much for all the support y'all give, and thank y'all so much for watching. But make sure y'all check out my merch shop as well, guys, where you can snag some KVG merch to help support the channel. Also, go check out my wonderful sponsor, Dubby. Dubby makes an amazing energy drink that helps me keep my focus, helps me stay awake throughout my long streams, and tastes delicious, guys. It's not bad. They have a patented neurofactor, which is what helps me with my focus, guys. Go check them out. But guys, before you check out, make sure that you use my coupon. I know you guys want to save money. Everybody wants to save money. Money's tight right now, guys. But use my coupon code KOULDBAYNE for 10% off your purchase. Again, that is KOULDBAYNE for 10% off any purchase from the Dubby store, guys. That's anything in the Dubby store. Use that coupon to save you some money. But anyway, comrades, that's it for today's video. I want to thank y'all so much for watching. Much love, and das vidanya.